Okay, so I am working on my windmill design. Forgot to title that. Um, so here is what I have done so far before I show the kind of last couple pieces to add. So I have the circle here in the center, that's the first graph line. Then we have the base of the windmill. Then used the sign feature to create the waves of the wind or the blades of the windmill, and so that is a functioning slider. So I went ahead and changed it so that it only moves forward, so it's not kind of bouncing back and forth, and I slowed it down to make it look more natural. Then I used sign as well to create a grassy landscape below the windmill. All of these are linear functions to create rays of the sun, so that's the piece I'll be showing in a moment. We'll be creating a circle with the sun, and then I used some parabolas to create eyes for the sun, and then I'll be creating one more additional parabola that has a slider for the mouth to kind of conclude this tutorial. So first, let's go ahead and start with the circle. So starting with our circle formula, I played around with this before I had made the video to make sure my numbers were correct. So, oopsies, starting with the basic, oh no, there we go, basic formula for a circle here. So it is 40 units over on the x-axis and 40 units up on the y-axis. That's where these 40s came from. And then I wanted it to be 100 units for the size. So the next thing I'm going to do is just change this color to orange so that it matches the rest of the sun. So there's the sun, and we have the two parabolas. For the eyes, this is a restricted domain because I did less than 100 versus equal to 100, then it would just be the outline, but I wanted it to be colored in for the sun. So then the next thing I'm going to do is create my parabola for the mouth. I am also going to use the restricted domain in this equation as well. Sorry, I'm trying to think. In this equation as well, because I wanted the mouth to be colored in. In the example, the mouth was not colored in, and so I wanted to try and be more original. So again, I had played around with these numbers before when creating the parabola when I was trying it before my video. So A is where we're going to add our slider, but I do want to restrict the height of this parabola, so I am going to make it so that y has to be less than 37 so that it doesn't take up too much of the sun, and then I'm going to add my slider. So for my slider, I want to restrict my parabola between 30 and 35 so that the mouth does not go farther than the sun. So now if we play that, we can see that the mouth grows bigger and smaller on the sun, and then we can also play the windmill. So now we have our two moving slider parts. So I have some restrictions, I have absolute value in the triangle here to create our design.